Hey guys, Susanna here. I'm just going to be doing this project that I got inspired by this family gatherings book when I was looking at a video by Corinne, and she had a book by Anni Downs, and I got it out and I used these little bits and pieces to make my scissors case, and used those bits and pieces and also put a video out for the scissors case. So just a reminder, if you want to go and have a look if there's any of the kits left. Okay, so what I've done is for the kits, for the scissors case, I picked out what I wanted, and I wanted to do a like a quilt like this for myself in this sort of style, which is very similar, and getting some bits and pieces from the book and doing all that. I just love that. So what I did is I thought I'll use this one as the centerpiece, and then I'm going to do bits and pieces and put it together. And so it's a lot of maths, I tell you what, in creating quilts. So what I'm going to do here, see, I've got two bits here because I wanted to put the caravan and the car together, so and I'll probably put a little tow bar in between. So I had to nut it out what was the best size. So these end up being, these small squares are 3 by 3 inches, and this is like 5 by 5, and this is 11 by 11. So I don't know if you can see that. The corner pieces I was thinking, because they come down a little bit lower, I'm probably going to do in the corners, turn them into a star, and then on the in between here, because they will have a 1/4 inch, so I'll have a 1/4 inch that joins them together, because they're exactly, because that's 5 by 5, these are 3 by 3, but then by the time you sew, I'll have an inch fabric strip in between, and that'll all bring it together. So like even thinking about that, so and that'll join together with that, and then I'm going to put so just make it so it fits. So I've got to do, I think this is going to be create as I go. So so the corners will have those bits, and then I'm going to have just straight bits. I think she's got a lot of how she's got, see, just straight bits along there, and I might even put on the top in between family gatherings or something like that. So so I've got the little quilts, the birds, the quilts, good friends and family, so that's going to go on the top. And then I got my little cat, and I used to sell tea and I love tea. A good book, that's from my husband. Cafe, holidays, and coming home, that's the very last one in the corner. And sing a happy song, having a cuppa. And then I got these for my Dutch heritage. So sing a happy song, I don't know if you know this about myself and my husband, where I come from a very musical family, and both my husband and I sing, and we've been singing in our church for years. So yeah, so I thought, well, that relates to that. So I thought, because in May I'm going to be away for the whole month of May, so I've got my vintage sewing videos for May, and so I thought I'll do a couple of these to start on them, and then I'll probably finish it. I mean, I won't finish it in the month of May, but I'm probably just going to do a few videos so that you've got a little bit more, because I've only got the 3. It's generally 3 for vintage sewing, so I thought I'll do something in between, because I can't do the prompts. So when you see this video, it will be May. So I'm just doing it beforehand. So yeah, you've got something to watch, and this is just something for me, and I've got a bit of an idea. So if you've got these little packs, or even doing something like that, getting the book and maybe creating something like this yourself, it's really inspiring. But you got to look, this is a massive quilt, and like that's grandma and grandpa, that's the size of it. So mine's going to be a bit more of a smaller wall hanging, something I can hang in the lounge room. But I reckon if you got this and you just made it smaller, you know, you made the pieces a little bit smaller, you could still have it. That'll probably be nice for on a bed. It's not that hard, this one. So whereas this, I am going to be doing it different. I'm going to get my Inktense pencils and some like, this is sort of like powdery stuff, because I want pastels, so like pastel-y colours, and I may have some fabric that I buy in France that I'm going to put around it. We'll see. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just moving stuff around me, is I'm going to probably start on the middle one. So here we go. So coming home, that one, where are we? Cafe, that's all on the bottom. Good book. Okay, I want to do this one in the colours of my cat. I think that'd be cute. So family, that, and that is the top, that. So we'll just do top, side, bottom, side. I'm probably just going to work on that today. Do the biggest piece first. So what I'm going to do is I get out some stuff and put it underneath. Actually, I put that, do a double like that, then like that. I hope it's not flickering too much, because it can, when you use white, tends to flicker. Okay, we'll try and get it in as much as we can. I've got the, there we go. I have to pull the blind shut a bit because it's just a bit too glary. Okay, so what we're going to do is do a bit of colouring in. So I've got that, this, I've got this, I've got the sharpener because I may need to sharpen it. Where's my, here we go, here's all the bits and pieces. This is my pencil that I've got with the ink already in there. Move that, and we'll do a bit of colouring in. Okay, so I'm going to do, actually, get these Lindy's Magicals hoop. Thinking of the green one. Where is the green one? Avocado. Okay. On there. So you have to be careful. See, that's green, but look at the colour of it. I might just do that. And then you this is for when I was in my painting days. So you can use brushos for this technique as well, because that's ink, and that's why I wanted to use the ink. Is it ink? Magical. Oh yeah, alcohol ink. So there you go. But I thought some of the Inktense ones were fairly dark. So what I want to do is just colour in between. And yeah, so with this part, I'm probably just going to use this. And you've got to be really careful, because the secret to doing this correctly is don't go too close to the edges and it will seep. I just wanted a nice green for the background. So yeah, so by the time you see this, I'll be hopefully in France scouring around and having a look at some beautiful fabrics. I'm very excited, but I have to do some videos beforehand because I can't do the prompts, and I'll wait until I come home until I do the down the garden path prompts. So yeah. Yep. Now I'll probably do some here in between and underneath. Because and I just want to leave it so it's not perfectly done, if you know what I mean. Hopefully you can see the bottom of this. I don't know where I got this. I know you're probably going to ask, where did you get this Lindy's thing? And I think when I was into my doing a lot of artworks, that's when I got it. So even though that's a leaf there, I'm probably going to do a different colour. I want it to be quite pastel-y, and it will be once I dry it. Okay. There we go. Now, yeah, I thought I'm going to do a fair bit of the colour in paint and then come back in with embroidery a bit later. I need to do some more, I think. Okay, how's that looking? From where you are, probably rather cute. Okay. So let's look. Oh yeah, it's quite dark actually. So maybe do a bit of a spray. Might lighten it up a bit. Might make it bleed too, so we'll see how we go. I might give it a pause, take this to the iron and see if it will dry lighter. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. This is dry. Oh my goodness, it's pretty dark. I think it's not completely dry, so it may dry a little bit lighter, so I may have to go in between, make a little more. I want this really light because this is going to be in between the flowers, and I don't want it to seep too much in between. Okay, so, and then I've got to come to a point where I've got to do start with the blue. Yep. Doing a blue colour. This is probably a little better. Where's this one? When it comes to the individual little places, might need to use a smaller one. There we go. That'll work. So it'll be interesting. I don't think it's going to be a quick project because I'm going to do a fair bit of stitching on some of these projects. The smaller ones will be all right, and I would probably like to piece it all together. So I might have to find fabric that I've got here rather than from France. Yeah, because I would like to do stitching with the back on it, so I might even paint it, put it all together and stitch with the wadding so that that becomes the quilting of the piece. Okay. I don't mind that it's got a bit of a blotchiness about it. It is pretty dark here though. In places. So that's the idea of what I would like to do for here. You're probably going to be bored out of your brains watching me do all the green in between. Maybe I should grab one of the little ones and work on one of them. Okay. Right. Okay. And I don't want to go all the way to the edge because that's just going to have a bit of a border. So sort of want it to be, you know, might have it a little bit darker here. Yeah, I quite like the way it's a little bit blotchy in places. Come in with my thinner brush around the bottom. In a bit of a lighter colour. Okay, that works. Looking rather cute. And these always look so much nicer once you have started doing the stitching. So I'm probably going to be showing you quite a bit of painting before I get to the stitching. Yeah. So yeah, I wanted to use the Inktense pencils because it's so much easier to control in between, but I just thought I wanted a bit of a lighter colour green. See how it sort of sits on the top? It's a bit weird. Okay, and then if I do come in with the flowers, I thought I wouldn't mind a nice light pinky colour, which I think is called that pink, in with the flowers, because it undoubtedly is going to be a sort of a pastel-y toned, as I love those colours. And I don't think I've got a light coloured pink. It's fuchsia, it's pretty dark. It might be the blending colour, I think. So this might help you when if you've bought the scissors kit, give you a bit of an idea what you can do colouring in your pieces. And you know, I'm just showing you it does not have to be perfect. Sometimes it's just the influence of colour, even if it slips into the thing, it's all good. I've done plenty of videos like this before, but you know, you've got to go back a way, so okay. Well, I like it. Now, thinking the birdhouse, is this the sand? I might try some of this sandy colour. Wondering if you can see that. That looks sandy to me. Oh, there you go. That's not bad. I don't mind that. A different colour. I want to do a bit more of this type of thing, utilising watercolours and textiles and all that kind of stuff, because I really enjoy my art and I love doing slow stitch and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to combine all those things. Yep. Now, that beeping you can hear is my iron, which, as you know, does tend to do that. Now this is going to be interesting, so I should use the bigger brush to go faster. Looks like it's got a bit of residue of the green in that one. Okay. Now I might leave that top half. Oh, they're sitting on the edge, so I think it's all right. They're just real light brown, and I might come back with a bit of blue in my threads just for to give that hint of water. Okay. Yeah. Won't do anything. Just got to get into those little bits that you don't get, but at the same token want that watery colour effect. So cute. Love this picture. It's funny how I'm using this as the centerpiece because I love stuff from gardening, but I am not a gardener by any means. My garden is terrible. Wish I was more of a gardener. Maybe later on in the years. It hurts my back too bad to do gardening. I just physically can't do it. Okay. Oh, that's looking pretty. And then I might even get where there is a grey. Grey. Outlander. No, outliner. Black ink. Nope. charcoal grey, maybe some of that. So I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here. You see that colour? I want to do some highlights. But we don't want it to be too big, and you've got to be really careful because it's a darker colour. Just stick to the middle. Okay. Maybe I can do it along the edges and on the top, just as a bit of a highlight. Okay. There we go. Pretty. How's that looking? Oh, pretty. I like it. Might do a little bit more along here. Okay. There we go. Sort of a bit darker on the one side, if you know what I mean. Okay. Now, I'm going to put the lid on this. And I might give it a bit of an iron, and we're already up to 27 minutes, but it looks looking good, looking good. So give that a bit of an iron. See how that's looking. Let's pause that. There we go, back again. Yeah, quite like that. So I'm probably going to come back with, I've got this little one. I'm thinking I might do, you know, some green and all that kind of stuff in the leaves on that while I've got that green out, and I will finish along there. And I'll also use this colour for on the top there, and I'll just have to figure out what colour I'm going to do the birdies. So yeah, so you got a bit of a rundown. I've just showed you a little bit. In the next video I might do some more smaller ones. We'll just see how we go. I will get to doing some stitching, but at this point I've got a lot of base work and everything to do. And yeah, I quite enjoy just relaxing and stitching, but I've got a bit of fabric and stuff. Maybe in the next one I'll do some painting in the background and then try and pick out some fabric so that we can start stitching. So I do like it. I should do some of these just very quickly, just to see what the pink is like. Okay, we're going to do around here. Oh, gotta be careful. Ooh, that is bright, baby. So I'd say you have to have a fair bit of water with that one. Oh, look. You can put a bit more water in with that. That's just potent. There we go. Ooh, have to be careful with that one. Holy dooly. It's supposed to be pastel. What happened to that? Maybe I just need to put it a little bit lighter. There we go. Good Lord, it's dark. Put some of that over there. So maybe just have some of the darker one on the top. and then come with a light on the bottom. These leaves almost look like love hearts. Gee, that's dark. Okie dokie. I'm just going to do the middle, that way I can just, you know, I might be able to embroider the middle with a different colour. It doesn't really matter if you go too dark. Okay. I'm going to do that on here. Needs it on the rose. And then maybe use the green for the leaves. Okay, so on the next video I will show you that is just potent. Oh well, it's just going to be a bit more of a darker one. Okay, what's it look like from up there? Oh, pretty potent, but hopefully it'll dry a little bit lighter. Yeah, I'll have to come back with that. And then while I've got some green on there, I might just put the green on there. There we go. Green on these leaves as well, since it's sitting next to it. I think got a few little leaves here. There you go. You still get me in there. So I might come back. I might go in there with a, like, I'll do it lightly, and because it's wet, I'll come back in with a darker green. There you go. See? Yeah, that looks good. See the difference there. Okay guys, well, I think it's going to look really pretty, very bright, but I think it'll dull down, and then when you put some lighter and all that kind of stuff, you're going to have fun. I could probably even do a whole heap of is it blanket stitches around them. Some I might do blanket stitch, some I might, because they become like little round little pieces. So I wanted to do blue sky, but I like the idea of having blue birds as well, because I think they would look really pretty. So we'll see how we go. Okay guys, thank you very much. I will see you in the next part, and we'll see how we're proceeding and going along with this beautiful piece. Thanks for watching. Bye.